Didn't realize you were here.
I'm taking you up on your offer to ride Ruby.
It's Rubicon, actually. And I prefer a dressage bit myself.
Well, I like a curb bit, and I think it should be my choice since you're not going to be around to take care of him much longer.
You're in a regular hospital room right now. And Jax is flying in some special doctors, and they're gonna tell us, well, they're gonna help us.
I'm here to update Michael's chart.
The doctors are gonna be here tonight, and they're gonna tell us how we can help you wake up, baby.
Yeah, I just called over there. Do you have any idea how many pieces of paper and documentation it takes to renew a license? It's so ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'll be right there. Just give me a second. Ah!
Good work today, Mr. Zakar. That physical therapist really put you through the paces.
Make my next session for tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
He said you should wait a few days.
If I listened to peons like him, I'd still be a doorstop. I'm doing this on my timetable, not his. I need to get out of this chair. I'm back on my feet. I got a family that I have to look after.
Hi, Daddy. It's wonderful to see you looking so well.
My Aunt Raylene used to say, if you gotta mind someone else's business, your own must not amount to very much. So, forget I said anything. It's your life. You can do what you want with it.
Even if it means throwing it away. I mean, that's what you were thinking, right? See, you are appallingly readable, which is probably why you're not a big gambler.
I was the other night. Pretty much beat the pants off you at the Haunted Star.
I know, with that amazing system you use. What, your horse's age?
It worked.
So? I don't think Luke's worried about you breaking the bank anytime soon. And that luck you had on the roulette table won't do you any good out here.
Why would I need luck?
Okay, all right, I'll tell you what. I'll have the groom saddle another horse, okay? Mm-hmm. So here's the chance for the rodeo girl to prove she can keep up.
The idea of an old barrel racer like me taking on a real equestrian.
Hey,
like
look, if you're not up for the challenge, I understand. That's okay.
No, I just thought I'd give you fair warning. I think you should probably have the servants bring out some water because you're gonna get pretty thirsty eating my dust. Come on.
Today, the role of Patrick Drake will be played by Ethan Erickson.
Robin, what is it? Cramps? Did you fall?
No, I'm fine. Well, the baby's fine anyway. I locked my keys in the apartment.
What?
I'm picking the lock.
That's it?
The keys to my apartment, the keys to the house, the keys to the lab, my life, basically.
Robin, you screamed.
Yeah, in frustration.
In frustration, of course, in frustration. I almost had a stroke. And then I called you back. Why didn't you answer the phone?
Because my phone is dead, okay? I didn't have a time to charge it last night. I lay down at 8:30 just to close my eyes for a minute. And of course, I wake up in a pile of drool because I'm exhausted all the time and my mind is like a sieve.
The common side effects of pregnancy.
says the condescending male. You know, people love to talk about the miracle of childbearing, but their brain isn't going to mush and their body isn't taking on a life of its own.
Taking on another life, you mean? Robin, I know
Whatever.
you're used to being in complete control.
Yeah,
but...
right now I will settle for functioning human being.
Well, baby's making demands already. Better get used to it.
Just hold on a second, I almost got it.
You know, there is an age-old custom you might want to explore. It's called getting the super to let you in.
I am not a helpless pregnant person, okay? I am perfectly capable of breaking an entry.
You've been taking good care of my father.
Been losing sleep over my condition, have you, Claudia?
I have been very worried about you, Daddy.
I can imagine, but there's no need. My new lawyer arranged for this young man to be my full-time attendant, and Logan's got military credentials, combat experience to go along with his medical training, so he could protect me against anyone who might want to do me harm.
Well, you can't be too careful, Daddy. That's why Johnny and I were very specific with Rick. We told him when you were transferred here, you'd need a guard like Logan to look after you.
She's lying to you, Mr. Zakara. Rick Lansing's the one who got you out of prison.
Careful, bodyguard. Why don't you speak when you're spoken to? Johnny and I hired Rick to look after you. Hey there.
Hey.
Hi.
How you finished your physical therapy yesterday?
Yeah, I did, but there's some trouble with my insurance. It's sort of embarrassing, but after the accident, I kind of lost my job. They said it would only be temporary, but, I'm not gonna hold my breath.
In this doctor's opinion, you're in perfect shape to go back to scaling buildings and teaching women how to handle that fella I just won't say no.
No way. You watched my show.
Guilty pleasure.
Oh, one of many, I have a feeling.
Imagine my disappointment that I had to cut our evening short.
Well, I hate to disappoint a fan.
I'll give you the opportunity to make it up to me. If first you can explain to me why the sudden interest.
Thank you.
How's he doing?
He's stable, and his vitals are still strong.
Can you let Robin know that the specialists are coming tonight?
She left instructions to be paged as soon as they arrive.
Thanks.
You know what? You should get something to eat. Let me take you down the couch.
No, I want to be here when the doctors get here. Gosh. I can't wait to leave this place for good. I thought it would be easier when we got out of ICU, but it's even worse, Everyone's so matter of fact. Elizabeth, Patrick, Robin, even Sonny. They've all written him off. Like it's just so easy.
It's not easy. Carly.
No. Don't tell me you've given up on him, too.
Carly, I don't want to believe that this is all there will ever be for Michael.
People recover from brain injuries all the time. I did. You did.
I did not recover. I'm not lying in a bed like Michael, but I suffered permanent brain damage, and no matter how hard the Quartermains tried, the doctors, the therapy, it could not bring their son back that they loved.
Okay. What are you trying to tell me?
I just want you to be prepared. And Michael might not be the same. Thanks.
That really wasn't necessary.
Nah. You know what? I'll leave a spare key with the wife. She was so absent-minded when she was pregnant. And this one time, she left the car running in the driveway for 3 solid hours. Finally ran out of gas.
Great. Something to look forward to.
Hey, have a good one, sir.
Sure, anytime.
All right. Well, if we are going to get back to the hospital, we better... Wait a minute. Let me guess. You can't remember where you put the keys.
I just have to retrace my steps. I can't believe that my mom taught me how to pick a lock when I was 10 years old, and I can't even break it in my own apartment.
Well,
So embarrassing.
your energies are directed elsewhere at the moment. You know, it's kind of charming.
Charming.
Yeah, you know, the little changes you're going through.
Really, what changes are you referring to? The nausea, my swollen ankles, my lack of energy, or the flatulence? You know, let's not forget the flatulence.
But it's natural, right? It's like the mood swings.
I'm not having a mood swing right now, okay? I just refuse to be that cliched, absent-minded pregnant woman. From now on, I just have to keep my mind focused on what I'm doing and just think and not... Oh. Ah! See? It's already working. Okay. Let's go. Oh.
Hey, need this?
I think you had a pretty big advantage knowing every inch of this island.
No, I thought you actually rode pretty well, considering it's dark out, you don't know the horse, and you're used to riding Western.
You should see your face when you say that word Western. Like it's something embarrassing, almost criminal.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a time-honored tradition to ride Western. If you like riding with a chair on your horse's back.
That flimsy piece of leather you call a saddle would never cut it if you actually had to herd cattle all day.
But that's just it. I don't. That's not why I ride. So.
Why can't you just admit it? You were a hopeless snob.
What? I mean, some of my earliest memories are on horseback. I've loved riding my whole life. You know, horse and rider together in perfect harmony. If I ever have a chance to pass that love on...
Onto your son? You still can.
As I recall, you are the one who first showed interest in me, Dr. Devlin. Yes, You said you were going to make me your special patient. And then you went into this whole thing about women who fall for Dracula and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
None of who had a happy ending. Perhaps you should have taken that as a warning.
Oh. Warnings make me curious.
Ah. Danger junkie.
No, maybe I just recognize a kindred spirit. Yes, another member of the Walking Wounded.
You're walking just fine now.
Hiding a not so pretty scar.
And you think that's a neat little metaphor for who we are?
Absolutely not. Actually, I'm trying not to think too much at all right now. Yes, I'm thinking, given the state of my life right now, cave dwelling is starting to have a certain appeal, and maybe that's why I showed up at that dive that you are living in.
Hey, there's something to be said for a good cave. And for not thinking too much.
Really? Is that an invitation?
Rick Lansing charged us a small fortune, but he's gotten results. You're out of that prison hospital, and you have a hearing on Wednesday.
I wouldn't believe a word of this, Mr. Zakara. She's trying to work you.
I'm not going to tell you again. We were reluctant to use Trevor's son. Trevor's been giving us a really hard time, Daddy. That's why we were pushing so hard to get you out of that prison.
What is this, some sort of bizarre family ritual? First your brother decides to violate the restraining order, and now you?
Why are you suddenly trying to keep us away from our father?
Well, for a list of reasons, Mrs. Zakara, but the best is for his own protection.
He obviously doesn't want you to know that John and I hired him to get you released.
Were you up all night thinking of that one? You really think your father's gonna believe that?
Somebody's lying. Give me one reason to believe you over my daughter.
It's Claudia that's lying. Rick hired me because he knew that you wouldn't be able to trust your own kids.
Rick told you that. You You never actually heard me or my brother John threaten our father. That is an outrageous lie. You need to fire him, Daddy.
Go make that physical therapy appointment for me. I'm sure I'll be safe while you're gone. Only one of these two can't be trusted.
Excuse me.
Now, Claudia, Anthony knows that I came to him of my own volition. He also knows that I am the one who formulated the legal strategy to get him free.
John and I paid you to do that, and now you're trying to cut us out of our own father's
No
life?
offense, Anthony. I know she's your daughter, but don't believe a word out of her.
You're working for your brother, Sonny.
Well,
That's funny.
here we are. Again. And this time, I promise, no prior engagements to interrupt us.
Oh, good. May I ask you a personal question?
Hoping you might.
Why on earth would you choose to live this way? I mean, and don't tell me it's some sort of Gandhi rejection of the material world thing.
No, nothing nearly so noble.
Okay. I mean, I understand cave dwelling and all, but I'm pretty certain you can afford a better cave than this.
Well, the women that I'm used to entertaining here aren't usually here for the ambiance. You're shocked.
No. You're hoping I am, so you can avoid the real answer.
Staff at larger hotels can be so overeager, downright intrusive.
Really? You don't seem like a man who would be afraid of having his life of debauchery exposed.
On the contrary, I'm actually quite proud of it.
Really? So then what are you afraid they will intrude on?
You know what?
What?
This is starting to sound less like foreplay and more like an interrogation.
Look, I know the solution is obvious to you. I had the operation, lived to a ripe old age, raised my son.
We all lose people we love.
I know, and we all deal with it in our own way. I don't expect you to understand how it feels to see Emily, to hold her, to touch her. I don't expect you to understand that.
This manifestation of the tumor.
Look, it's more than just the illness, okay? Our love is that strong. It's that connected. You understand?
It was that connected, but she's not here anymore. And this hallucination is keeping you from realizing that and from moving on.
No, she is a part of me. She is an essential part of me. She is connected to me right here, right now. Have you ever felt love like that? No,
just love.
no. So you don't know what it feels like to lose it. Spencer, he's too young to miss me right now, and he has my aunt, my brother, my sister. He'll be fine.
So you're saying that you literally can't live without Emily?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but that's just crazy. You've been blessed with a great love. Don't use that as an excuse to stop living.
Dr. Marcus Gianna of the Gianna Institute in Switzerland and Dr. Henrik Ploen of Berlin's International Hospital.
Hello, I'm Dr. Scorpio. I have taken over Michael Corinthos' case. I'll be happy to brief you.
I'll leave you to discuss this.
Well, thank you so much for your warm welcome and for your cooperation.
Of course, we all want the same thing, for Michael to have the best possible care.
We could have asked for a better surgeon than Dr. Drake. I've gone over some of the tests and scans, and I know the skill it took just to keep Mr. Jackson's stepson alive.
Yeah. I assisted Dr. Drake in the surgery, and I have also managed Michael's post-op drug therapy.
Well, I think it's understood why Mr. Jacks brought us in.
I mean, I could only imagine what it's like to be a parent going through this kind of nightmare.
I know that you would do anything for your kids. I know that.
Such a good mother. Why not let this happen?
Okay, first of all, you trusted me to protect him.
Oh, come on. This isn't your fault. You didn't do this.
Stop right now. We need to make this about Michael, not our guilt.
I know. I've been saying that since the operation. This is about Michael.
Okay, I know that. And you've been focused on keeping him alive. You've been focused on having him wake up. But Carly, sometimes you get so caught up in what you want, you actually you miss what's really possible. I know this is hard. I know that. I'm just asking you to take a step back, take a deep breath, and just, you need to hear what the experts say, okay? And then you can do whatever you want.
I can't give up hope. I can't stop believing because I can't imagine my life without Michael.
You gotta be really desperate to link me with Sonny. My brother's hatred of me is legendary.
Oh, you seem pretty chummy at the Haunted Star opening.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I have pulled out a gun?
It all makes sense now. You sold Trevor the Alcazar piers so you could keep him out of our hands.
Trevor blackmailed me and got those piers away from me, sweetheart. So
He
you want
is
to get the
trying to
information-
convince you that we have shared enemies and you need to be afraid of your own children.
You know, if you had been around a little bit more, Mr. Carr, you'd realize that Anthony...
You want to hand our heads to Sonny on a silver platter. And then you're gonna go after Trevor. You know what's ironic here? He is trying to use you to get back at his own father.
Finally.
Ma'am, you're in violation of a court order. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I'm gonna fix this, Daddy. I'm gonna find a way to fix this, but you need to listen to me. In the meantime, be careful. Your own lawyer here, he's trying to trick you. And he's trying to make us all work against each other. You need to not let that happen. Okay, I can find my own way out. Way more than you can handle, trust me.
Yeah,
I need to meet you.
I'm busy.
The road out of Shady Brook Hospital, there's an overlook. Meet me there. I have information about who shot Michael.
Anthony, if she was really worried about you and wanted you released, then why is she showing up just now, huh? And if she hired me, why wouldn't she trust me? It's a desperate ploy.
I'll deal with Claudia. Actually, she made some good points. Maybe I have trusted you too much.
Well, this is how it works.
Could you be more specific?
Yes, of course, getting to know each other. I tell you mine, you tell me yours, and if it only goes one way, you might as well be talking to a priest. I know absolutely nothing about you. I don't know where you're from. I don't know if you have any family. Have you ever been married? I mean, that's normally a good start.
My past is none of your concern. Your past, however, is quite interesting to me. For instance, I understand that you and Jason Morgan used to be a couple.
Yeah, of course. It's one of my many relationship train wrecks.
You know, it suddenly occurs to me that maybe you could be here trying to get some information.
Really? Well, first of all, things did not end well between me and Jason. He can barely stand to be in the same room with me.
Well, wouldn't this be a great way of mending some fences?
And second,
Maybe
you
trying
are
to
a doctor.
Bring him some pillow talk.
Are you serious? What kind of information?
I'm
can
not
I
like the
bring
fools
Jason
that you're used to
about you?
dealing with, okay? Who are so eager to get a piece of the poor wounded Sam that they'll do and say anything. You better go now.
You are so wrong about this.
And when you do see Mr. Morgan, please tell him that you did your best to take one for the team. And the next time that he tries to pull something like this, it won't be nearly so pleasant.
You're here.
Because you want me to be.
It's changing. With the medication, I don't see you as often anymore.
Oh, you must be worn out, huh? That was some crazy ride you just took with Nadine.
Oh, yeah. I guess there's a certain amount of freedom that comes with knowing you're gonna die.
Nicholas, don't
Listen,
say
I don't
that.
want to argue with you or with myself about it anymore. I need to be with you.
I've also started Michael on epalamine, 12 milligrams a day. I've had promising results with other patients who have similar cognitive deficits. I would share with you my ideas for continued care, but I don't want to influence your recommendations. I really hope that you can find a way to help Michael.
Well, there are a lot of cases that are referred to my clinic by doctors who are feeling the same frustration as you do now.
If you don't mind, I'd like to be honest about something else. I know part of the reason you two are here is because Jax is, well, he's a wealthy man who can afford to indulge in his wife's denial. She hasn't been able to accept what's happened to her son. She will cling to any hope, however unrealistic.
I appreciate your candor. Oh, I think we're ready to see the patient now.
Elizabeth, will you show them to Michael's room, please?
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right this way.
I don't want Robin and Patrick to influence these doctors with their negativity.
Look, these specialists didn't fly all the way from Europe to rubber stamp Robin and Patrick's diagnosis. They're experts. Well, they're the best in their field.
Thank you for moving heaven and earth to get these doctors here.
Know that there are no guarantees.
I know. And I promise you, I'm going to try really hard to listen to what they say and not hear just what I want to hear.
Well, that's all I'm asking.
Doctors are here.
Oh, great. Dr. Plowen and Dr. Giona, this is my wife, Carly.
Hi, thank
Please.
you so much. Okay, well, let me introduce you to Michael.
If you die, do you really think that Spencer won't feel that loss? Nicholas, that his life would be just as rich and full if he were raised by Lucky or Alexis.
The butler said I could find you out here.
What's wrong?
This is good news. I found a new drug. It's in its infancy stage and illegal in this country. I can get it to you, but it's gonna cost you.
What will this drug do for me?
Keep you alive. And keep you seeing Emily indefinitely.
I guess you forgot. I am so sorry. Yes, I forgot. Again, I forgot.
No big deal. It was no problem just bringing it by.
You shouldn't have to do that. I hate that my brain is deserting me. I'm really starting to think that I might mess up at work. Were you ever worried about that?
Honestly, I was just under so much strain when I was pregnant with Jake. Every time I forgot something, I just chalked it up to stress.
I know things were difficult with Lucky.
Yeah, well, I was living a lie. I mean, I was staying in the marriage for his sake, even though I was in love with Jason. And here I am, a year later, and...
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I know that, we both lost a good friend when Emily died, and I'm here for you if you need me.
Maybe it is a good thing that I brought this stuff by, because I do need to know. How did you do it? How did you stop loving Jason?
They're taking a long time.
Yeah.
Am I wrong to think that's a good sign?
I don't know. I mean...
So?
Well, Michael has received excellent care here.
No, there was never any question of that.
Did you guys find anything? Anything else?
It's really too soon for us to make any recommendations now. We really need to run some further tests.
What are my son's chances of waking up from his coma?
You know, Anthony, if it weren't for me, you'd still be rotting in that prison hospital right now. Don't forget, your hearing hasn't come through yet. You're a long way from being a free man. Look, if you think that Claudia wants to see you released because she wants to share some sort of long walks on the beach or some Sunday dinners with you...
You've worked legal magic here, Richard, and I'm fully intending to show proper appreciation. Now, at the same time, I am reminded that you're not doing this out of the goodness of your heart. You're after power. My power.
Power, yes, absolutely. But not yours, okay? There's plenty to go around. And I want to use it against my father. That much your daughter did get right.
Be careful that our interests don't conflict. Don't make the mistake of trying to separate Johnny from me or turn me against him.
Okay, what about Claudia?
Oh, Claudia is all mine.
I'm by the Overlook.
I got hung up at Shooterbrook, talking to the doctors about my father. I'm almost there.
I think I see you. You got the same car you had in the alleyway?
I didn't tell you this before. Actually, I haven't told anybody this, but I was seeing Jason in secret. I had decided that I could have a life with him and that my kids would be safe. And then Michael got shot. And now every time I see Jason in the hospital, we act like we don't even know each other. And all the things that were said and all the promises that were made, it's like they never even happened. And I know that's the way it has to be, but I'm having a really hard time with the adjustment.
I don't know what to tell you. I wish that I could offer some wisdom, but the truth is it took me a long time to get over Jason. It took living in Paris, and it took falling in love with Patrick.
He is a good guy.
He comes with his own set of problems.
I know I'm not in any position to give advice, but he does love you, and at least his life is safe and stable, right?
Well, don't tell him that, because then he'll think he's boring and want to do something crazy.
Elizabeth, hi.
Hi.
I don't want to interrupt. I just came by to make sure Robin didn't leave the car ignition running.
Haha, funny.
Oh, thanks for the talk. And remember, there's no time like the present.
Thank you.
Bye.
What was that all about?
I thought you said there was no cure for my condition.
From the trials I've seen, this particular regimen should significantly reduce the size of the tumor, which will eliminate the need for surgery and allow your hallucinations for Emily to continue. A miracle like that ought to be worth another, what, 10 million at least?
No.
Dr. Plone and I both agree it's unlikely Michael will make a full recovery.
Unlikely.
There is a degree of irreversible brain damage apparent. It could manifest itself in a wide variety of ways. Limited personality shift or a permanent coma. We just don't know yet.
So we'll return tomorrow and we'll start Michael's formal diagnostics.
And you'll let me know the second you know anything.
Of course.
Thank you both very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. I get it, it's not gonna be easy. Michael's not gonna wake up and be perfect like at the end of a fairy tale. But he is going to get better. And when they're ready to release him from the hospital, I'm gonna take him home and I'm gonna care for him myself.
All right. It's all set. Physical therapy, 8 a.m. I'll see you then, okay?
Why did you defend Rick Lansing? What makes you so sure he's telling the truth?
Well, I've heard your son talk about you. He ate your guts.
Be nice.
To Johnny?
His sister. You don't want Claudia for an enemy.
The ambush on Claudia hit a snag. She lost control of the car. It crashed. But Jason Morgan's there. And apparently, he pulled her out safely.
Tell the shooter to go after them. This is a chance to get 2 for 1.
Roger that.
What happened? The brakes gave out. All of a sudden, oh my God. I guess they wanted to finish the job.
We're trapped.
I have a few favorite General Hospital moments. I got to dance with Finola Hughes, Casey the Alien. Happy 45th birthday, General Hospital.
Keep watching General Hospital.